My friends, if you haven't witnessed our previous chapter, Christmas Rebellion, just yet, I truly hope you'll go back and see it once this story is told. Today, we travel back to find the root of that rebellion. What exactly happened 50 years ago that turned the splendor of Oakhaven into a graveyard of silence in just one night? What spark was it that lit the fire of rebellion inside little Lily's heart? To find that out, we must dig through 50 years of frozen secrets. It was a few days before Christmas. Outside, the winter was at its harshest. And there, huddled by the warmth of a small fire, a little girl named Lily asked the one question that would change the fate of Oakhaven forever.
Grandpa, why don't we celebrate Christmas? The rest of the world has lights. Why is our village so dark and sad?
My child, it is not poverty that destroys a man, it is his pride. When I was your age, Oakhaven was a true heaven. We had wealth beyond measure, streets lined with beauty, and a Christmas spirit so grand that people traveled from miles away just to witness it. We were different. We were the richest of them all.
Then how was it all taken away?
When the leaders of Oakhaven tasted wealth, a poison took root in their hearts. They began to see themselves as gods. They believed they were superior to the world, and that they needed no one. It was Christmas Eve. The entire valley was shimmering with golden bulbs and crimson ribbons. It looked as though the snow was covered in fallen stars. Everyone was lost in the celebration. That was when, out of the freezing blizzard, an old traveler appeared at the village gates. His clothes were tattered, his feet were bare, and he asked for nothing more than a moment of warmth and a crust of bread. But do you know what our leaders did? They called him a curse and shoved him back into the storm. They told him that the splendor of Oakhaven was only for the elite, the wealthy. In their arrogance, they insulted the very spirit that makes Christmas real. That traveler was no ordinary man. They say the moment he vanished into the dark, Oakhaven's fate turned. The sky didn't just send cold wind, it sent a judgment. A terrifying storm swallowed the valley whole. In a single night, every light was extinguished, the golden bells shattered, and the lush great oak turned into a hollow skeleton of wood. But do you know the worst part? Instead of admitting their own cruelty, those proud officials blamed Santa Claus. They blamed Christmas itself. They poisoned the people's hearts, telling them that hope was the cause of their misery. From that day on, they banned Christmas and buried Oakhaven's joy in an unmarked grave. Since then, this valley has done nothing but sleep in the frost. It is waiting for a heart that recognizes love instead of pride.
Lily didn't say a word. She looked at her small, cold hands, and then at the dead, skeletal oak tree standing in the distance. The elders thought the fire of Oakhaven had died 50 years ago. They thought they had buried the magic so deep that no one could ever find it. But they forgot one thing. Magic doesn't die. It only hides, waiting for someone with the courage to call its name. As Lily sat by that fire, the shadows of the past finally met the light of the future. The great misfortune had taken their toys, their bells, and their songs, but it could never take the fire inside a young girl's heart. Lily looked up at the gray, starless sky and made a silent promise. Oakhaven had been silent for 50 years. But tomorrow, the world would finally hear it ring again. And that, my friends, is how a rebellion is born. Because even the longest winter, eventually has to bow to the sun.